I don't know what the hell is going on with that. Yo, congratulations on that cave trader. Did you already make your money tonight already? It kind of yeah, that's what's up. Uh yeah, I started watching that video that you sent, but for whatever reason I got distracted. I wasn't able to finish it. I'm gonna watch that video though, because it does look like it's very important. Yeah, so Ninja Trader 8 right now is experiencing some issues where they're not rendering or painting all of the candles for this session onto the chart, and I thought it was just me, but I went into the Trader. Well, coincidentally, I went into the Traderify Discord, and other people were talking about it. Well, I guess who else would talk about it? Damn, look at this good. My God, man. So right now, until I'm able to fix that. I'm not going. I'm gonna trade in the practice account tonight because I do all my charting on Ninja Trader 8, and it's not even populating all the candles for this session. So I don't know where the hell I'm at on the chart. I will not trust these little cartoon candles. I have, I'm not trusting these cartoon candles. So, hmm. Hey, what's up, Investor Z? So you're not having issues on your end? So on your Ninja Trader 8 charts, it's populating all the candles. That's interesting. So I guess only a few people are experiencing this. I guess unfortunately I'm one of those people. Hmm. You say you just renewed your subscription? Mm. I mean, doesn't Tradeovate or Tradeify have? Well, okay, you're well. Yeah, I guess you're right. Hold on. What is this thing saying? Yeah. Okay. So something weird with Ninja Trader 8. Okay. So all right. Well, yeah. I guess only a few people are having issues with their Ninja Trader 8, and that's myself included. So I mean, it sucks, man, because this entire weekend, and I guess today, because shit, I don't have to work today, so um, I wanted to implement my strategy that I was working hard reviewing charts and stuff like that over the weekend, seeing because I've already shared with you guys that I identify structure, and I enter at the closest fib to structure, and I mean usually the market pulls back to like that 618, um between the 618 and the 80%. and I usually take a trade somewhere in that, depending on where structure is. But what I really wanted to look for is see if I can see like a pattern or like which fib level it usually likes. Um, like I said, it likes to kind of bounce around. That's like, I mean, it's not gonna be perfect at the 618, but it's hit or miss at 618. But the market kind of does like to hang around that level a lot. The 79 or the 80% used to be a really good area where I would see a bounce at a lot, but now the market just kind of runs through that shit. It just seems like now the market likes that 61%. It'll run it sometimes, but then it'll bounce there. But I would kind of wait to see what it does because it does like to sweep that 61 or that 618. I think a lot of people likes to trade there, but it doesn't matter. Like I said, it's I'm not necessarily looking at the fib. I'm just looking at the one that's closest to structure, and I just take my trade there. Or that's where my entries are. Uh, that kind of sucks. But yeah, it kind of sucks that yeah, that sucks. And shit, Tradeify finally discontinued Project X. My Project X account. I thought I had until the end of the month, but I got switched to stupid Tradeovate. And then I get to Tradeovate and my data is delayed, so I can't even. I have to put in a support ticket to have them look at that and update my data for that account. I wonder how long that's going to take. I mean, I haven't put in the ticket yet, but I'll probably do it tomorrow morning. So a lot of roadblocks today, but I guess we'll get through it. You said that you're trying out Motive Wave. Is that like another platform or trading platform? K Trader, have you looked in your email? Are you sure? Well, you took a payout from Apex, right? This year or last year? Yeah, I think you did. Yeah, you did tell me that. Yeah, you did. Motive Wave, huh? Let's look at that. How are you liking it so far? Are you trading with it now? And if so, how are you liking it so far? Motive Wave. Oh, this is like wealth charts. Yeah, this is like wealth charts. Hmm. Hey, what's up, man? Yeah, actually, let me look at that. Hopefully, the futures trading desk is able to keep their Project X subscription. Hopefully, hopefully. So, even though the Nasdaq was trying to be super nasty to me on Friday, man, even though they were trying to be super nasty, I was able to lock in at least $900 on the Nasdaq. Uh, I don't know, man. So this weekend, I made a comment about or someone asked in the metals chat. They asked, what did they asked something about switching to the Nasdaq. They said they never traded it before, and I was like, bro, don't do that to yourself, bro. Do not do that to yourself. I mean, yeah, I mean, Top Step kind of killed the metals, especially gold. I can get away with trading one micro contract on silver. I just have to hold the position a lot longer than what I'm used to, or not necessarily used to, but I have to hold it longer than I would like to hold it. I kind of got used to getting 72 ticks. Now I have to readjust my strategy and for 144 ticks at least. At least because I can't trade multiple contracts. Uh, Whenever Trade finally drops their risk settings, I'll trade Lucid. But if there is no lock on the risk settings, then there's really no point. All it takes is one bad trade and Tilt Sherm gets activated, and either I'm going to get my money back plus the money for my pain and suffering, or I'm gonna blow the account. I mean, at this point, it's either one or the other is going to happen. Liquidate and block. I want to make sure that I'm only risking $540 in this account daily. Make sure that gold and silver is blocked. I don't necessarily want to trade because I have accounts. I use my Tradeify account specifically to trade gold, so I just want to focus on silver on this one. Uh, and I don't want to trade a full mini because I only have $1,200 of drawdown. So and plus, I mean, silver has calmed down significantly though. It has calmed down significantly, but I find that two or three micro silver contracts is actually all I need to be able to get the amount of risk that I want, and I can get the reward that I want too. So I'll just stick with the micros. So yeah, I'm gonna just stick with one. Uh, well, well, I guess I can trade two contracts. Well, I can trade two contracts on this account. But again, I only have $1,200 of drawdown. But then obviously I'm reducing myself down to $540 of drawdown. So I mean, if I trade with two, mm, yeah, I'll just keep it the way that I had it. I'll just keep it the way I have it. I'll just use one. Since now I have to kind of figure out how to trade with one contract anyway. I'll get two attempts, 180 ticks of risk per day. Yeah, I guess I'll do it that way. I'll do it that way. Yeah. Hmm. So hold on, what do you mean by that? You said that they have inside, outside candles, but not inside only. Oh, so you're talking about the indicator that shows just only the inside candles? Yeah, I know. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. And you say you don't like both of them colored? Yeah, yeah, because I mean, especially if you're just only focusing on one candle, I find that the inside candles are better. I know that some people like to trade both the inside and outside candle, but honestly, I feel that the inside candle has the better has more of an edge because obviously, uh, if you have a candle inside of another candle, let me see if I can find a good example. Mm, well, this isn't the 5 minute actually. Let me change it to the 5 minute. Yeah, that's the outside candle. Where's our inside candles at? Like right here's the inside candle. You get price running the liquidity above the high. I mean, it does eventually come back and take the low out, but the break of this candle, you get a nice little push right there. How many points is that? So about 838, and it pushes up to about 43. Oh wow, that's not even a lot. But yeah, that inside candle is I feel like it has more of an edge. And I've already said last week that moving forward, I'm not trading the NQ in my funded accounts, nor am I trading NQ in a eval at all. Um, oh, actually, let me show y'all guys this. Let me show you why. Uh, I was just experiencing this crap all day. You know how many times the Nasdaq stopped me out before it actually went into my in my direction? Look how many times the Nas. I mean, I was able to catch this big drop on Friday, but I got stopped out short about 2 times before I was able to finally get this move down here. Before Nasdaq finally gave that shit up, and it was just so random too. Like, it would drop and then pop back up and stop me out, and I was like, "Hold on, what the hell?" And so it drops again. Then I get back in short, and then it pops back up and stops me out, and I was like, "Oh wow." And I guess the third time was a charm because I was able to get in short here and actually take profits here, leaving all this on the table. But this was still a big drop. I was able to make back the money it stole from me, plus be profitable. And and did the same thing right here. I showed out for this. Okay, never mind. I guess I was completely wrong where I was at. Mm. Anyway, yeah, I mean NQ is just kind of all over the place for me. I know Pine Tree Trader uses it on NQ, but I'm kind of done. Oh yeah, I guess going back to my story. Yeah, I was like, dude, don't do it to yourself. And everybody in the chat was like, yeah, dude, it's not worth it. I mean, it's not. You really have to kind of be used to trading it with NQ. If you love the scalp, if you like to take your profits quick, the NQ is definitely the instrument to do that on. I like to hold my target. I like to hold my positions to target. I just don't believe it's fair for the market to go in my direction, misses my target by a couple of points, runs all the way back to my break even, stops me out, and then sweeps some form of liquidity somewhere and makes a complete reversal, hitting my target and even exceeding it. I don't believe that's fair. It's like with the Nasdaq, you have to be right, and then you also have to be right at the right time. And as I was kind of thinking about it over the weekend, that was where a lot of the I mean, that's the reason why I have so much bad habits of fighting the trend and being anxious in a trade because you just never know, man. You just never know when this thing is going to freaking reverse on you and rip your face off on this damn instrument. So, uh, the metals don't do that. Once you get a break of structure on the metals, you can rest assured that the market is going to continue in that direction. until it gets to the next level of support or resistance. And that's the that's the consistency that I'm looking for. So, uh I'll trade this in a sim, but I'm not gonna risk my account on this. I just I don't have the desire to trade Nasdaq like that anymore. I just do not have it. And then at the same time, because I'm mostly a silver trader now, the P&L is not even worth it on the Nasdaq. Like I had to catch such a big move to get the same amount of money that I would make on this on silver. Shit, with only 72 ticks on one silver contract, I'm already up $1,800. Mm. You said if it doesn't sit in time, I just upload my own. Uh, have you checked on the website? Have you checked to see if the document is available to download from maybe your dashboard or something like that? Actually, let me see if let me see something. Okay. Okay. You can leave the door open. Always finding a reason, right? Uh, well, I don't know. Maybe. So, I do all my charting on NinjaTrader 8, and I'm blind. I have no clue where I'm at on the chart, and I don't trust the Project X candles. So hopefully NinjaTrader 8 can get this resolved by tomorrow. But if not, then I don't trust their candles. I'll trade in the practice account for sure, but I don't trust their candles. But yeah, I hate the fact that we're seeing this big drop. I probably would be in this move because, well, actually, I see the two-legged pullback, the breaker structure. I probably would have been short. I probably would have shorted this 36, maybe, maybe. Oh. Actually, no, I would have had it double top. I'd probably be short here. I would have took this short, yeah. I would have took that short. After the breaker structure, pull back into the range. I would have taken that short. For whatever reasons, well, not for whatever reason, the Nasdaq has definitely had a lasting effect on me. I don't trade double tops and I don't trade double bottoms. I just don't. Uh I wouldn't have taken this trade right here. I wouldn't have taken it. You said, can I lock out on NinjaTrader? Uh, the only the way to lock out on NinjaTrader if you had that Guardian Angel uh, application. I think there's another one that Cave Trader showed us that locks out your account too on NinjaTrader 8. But you have to have a special software to do so. But if you're or if you're referring to what I just said, for whatever reason, NinjaTrader 8 is like the candles aren't rendering correctly. Let me show y'all guys what I'm talking about. And I thought it was the only one, and I put. Hold on, what? Okay, never mind. I guess it fixed itself. Or hold on. Did it? Hold on. Did it fix itself? Hold on. Yeah, that's not. I don't think that's. Well, obviously these candles are rendered, but they're not right. So we'll see if it fixes itself. Let me see. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, this is what it keeps doing right here. Every time I try to reload the candle data, it does this crap right here, and it's not rendering correctly. Um, and so hopefully Ninja Trader 8 has this resolved by tomorrow. But I hate the fact that this short is happening. I mean, right? Well, like I said, well, actually, let's look at the chart real quick. I mean, I can still kind of trade the technical patterns, but mm, yeah. Okay, so I would have so if I seen this big drop, we got price sweeping all the buy side liquidity underneath this range. We got the market to pop right back up. And it probably, if I measure this thing, I'm pretty sure it's the 50%. Let's see that. Pretty sure it's the 50%. I'm pretty sure. Okay. All right. Well, never mind. That's 618. Mm, I probably so if I was able if I saw this, I probably would have taken the short near the 618. Like I said, like I usually like to wait to see what it kind of does at the 618 or the 50%. What I like to see is the market actually pulling back at least at the 50%, maybe the 618 because a lot of people like to trade at this level. I think it's like the golden level or the golden zone that people look for. But because a lot of people trade here, I like to wait for the sweep first, or kind of want to see what happens here. So I probably would have taken this trade right here, which kind of sucks because it looks like it was a super winner, and then it went into the. Then we got the drop again. Freaking Ninja Trader 8. Okay. Mm, okay. But the trader shop, are you short right now? And if so, where are you short at? And where are you targeting? I mean, I guess if we kind of look at the and I guess if we go back to gold, kind of go back to gold. Mm, I mean, we're seeing the market. Let's actually go to like a let's go to like a daily chart and see what's happening on the daily. Mm, well, are we going to see a 300-point drop? Because this is the daily chart. You can see that the market is low key respecting and trending on the 21 EMA. We did get the separation from the 21 EMA. We got the pullback back to the 50. We've seen the break and pullback. And we're seeing the market trying to find support on the 21 EMA. So either the market finds support at the 50 EMA or it finds support here at the tip of that 21 EMA. Hmm. You think we hit a 10K profit target on gold? That would be insane if we see 10K on gold. I understand that the market is now divorced from reality, but what would a 10K with gold being valued at 10K? What does that mean? What does that mean for everybody else? Because if gold is at 10K, that means the dollar, does the dollar go to zero? You say Bitcoin went from 0 to 130K. Why can't gold go to 10K? I mean, well, because Bitcoin is not necessarily attached to anything, but gold is. Gold gets to 10K, that means that the dollar has to be, or it would be in very horrible shape. You said the dollar is already at zero. Mm. Yeah. Congratulations on that, man. I wish I was able to participate in that move with you. Every time the new week starts, you feel that jolt, or at least I do. You get that, or at least I get that initial jolt of performance anxiety, where you just have to take that first trade, and it just really sets the tone for the rest of the week. And I was looking to just hurry up and get that first trade out of the way. And I was concerned because I'm going to be implementing a new, trading strategy. Like I said, I was on the chart the entire weekend. Uh, I have one trade that's super reliable, but because the market is so volatile, that trade sometimes presents itself at like 1 or 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning when I'm in bed and not looking at the chart. So I was looking for a second setup to start to take. And the second setup that I was looking at and seeing if it was necessarily consistent is this is like the order block that it moves away from. Uh, let's actually go back, and then we'll come back to Bitcoin. So if I go to gold, something kind of like this. So like as an example, you see like how the market ranges right there. You got the range right there. You got the move. And I guess this is a daily chart though. So let's go to the tick chart real quick. So I can show you guys like the second setup that I'm looking at, or that I was looking at. And it's a very aggressive trade. It's very aggressive because it's not necessarily a pullback. It's a continuation. So this is a good example of what I'm talking about. This right here. Oh, okay. Okay, okay. All right. All right. So you got your order block right here. That's like your order block. You see the initial push, the pivot, and this is usually what I would look for is that pivot trade right there. The first pivot that is formed away from the order block. But what gold is doing now is going up and then creating a second pivot right there. And then usually it'll either break structure or it will kind of do this little range thing that it's doing right there. And that usually the retest of this pivot is usually a good move right here, but it's super aggressive because it's super high. If you want to continue and trade with the trend, if you want to be a trend trader and continue to trade with the trend before it breaks structure. And another trade that I was looking at to see how consistent it is the trend reversal. When the market begins to consolidate like this, and then we see that initial breaker structure, I see that that first pullback into that range, if you have the balls to kind of take that trade, it's usually a good initial trade. And then it does some more price action like that, and then it comes back up. And then that's another good trade, like right there for a trend continuation trade. So it's like, I mean, there's so many good setups on gold. It's just that, like I said, a lot of the times my setup happens overnight, and I'm not going to be focusing on gold throughout the day because I prefer to look at silver. So, what do you mean by that, Rukit? You talking about the what are you talking about? Okay. I'm seeing what K Trader said. Mhm. You think that quantum computing is going to crack Bitcoin? I mean, quant. I feel that quantum computing has a lot of potential, but in order to implement it will be kind of difficult. If someone is using quantum computing right now, I can only assume that it's a nation state, not your everyday hacker, because of what it's doing. I'm not 100% familiar with quantum computing, but what I can understand is that it's going to require a lot of processing power to be able to perform multiple tasks at the same time, because we're already having, I mean, you with the current technology that we have now, it requires a lot, and it's doing things at a linear level. You're talking about with quantum computing, you're going to need so much RAM, so much processing. I just don't think that it's, unless they solve that problem. I feel like quantum computing would just be something that only a government or a nation would be able to fund and afford to be able to run. But I guess when it becomes, I guess, available to everybody, then I would agree with you. Mm. But would you trust software to do that for you? But yeah, I mean, yeah, yeah. I'm one of those old school guys. I don't trust software like that in terms to be able to perform at the same level as hardware. But I mean, if it can be done, if it can be reliably done, then we'll see. Like I said, it just has to be implemented that way. And once they have a sustainable model, something that can be used by an everyday person, then I'll start to consider it more. K Trade, I saw this video about hold on, let me see if I can find it. Actually, if I find it, I'll send it to you. About the cooling center, or like the cooling technology that Amazon warehouse or one of the clouds that they use for the servers have to go through so they don't blow up all the heat that it generates. Let me see if I can find it. I thought it was very interesting because of how big it is just for, let me see. Of course, I'm not going to be able to find the video now that I'm looking for it. No, that's fine. I guess it'll pop back up. Yeah, I recall you telling me that. Actually, let's look at Bitcoin real quick. I do recall you telling me that though. Mm. Wow. Mm. Okay. Well, if you were a big Bitcoin bull and you didn't take your profits on Bitcoin, yeah, Bitcoin is definitely selling off. It doesn't even, well, let me say this first. This is not financial advice. I don't even trade crypto. Uh my opinions is based off of my experience by trading technical analysis. Um but yeah, this thing is definitely being sold off. I personally wouldn't be a buyer in Bitcoin until I saw at least, let's go to the daily chart. Yeah, this is definitely being sold. You got to break a structure. You got to change a character too. And not, I mean, you got a break a structure at this pivot low right here. So we all know that this was the current major low. Uh, this at least was the major low. I guess depending on how you look at it, because this was the first pivot. Depending on how you look at it, this could be seen as a major high, or this right here can be seen as the major high for this leg. And then we had price breaking structure, and then we see price continuing. But just because we see a break of structure here, this wouldn't be considered made. This will be a continuation of this initial bounce, and this is the first pullback. And you can kind of see that, okay, so this was the area because you can see that people tried to buy here, and we got a break of structure down, and we got sell stops being ran, and price came right back to this area and dropped right back down. So that kind of tells me that this was the major high, and then we saw the market trade past it. So in this range right here on Bitcoin, this was the range right here. This was the range right there. All right. And so, yeah, this tells me that my thesis was correct. You can see it right there. You see it right there. Buyers tried to buy here. They failed. They came right back to the top of that range. And then we got a dump. And we got price breaking underneath that major low right there. So not only did the bulls fail to hold the pullback, the bears were so strong in selling, they broke structure to the downside. We are seeing the market kind of react at this range, but if price continues to trade and it dumps past this low right here, Bitcoin could see a massive move to the downside because this is not structure right here. This is not structure. I mean, we could see the market bounce here, but I don't believe that we see the market hold here. That's just my opinion for right now. Oh shit, Tony, you still holding it? You're still holding long? Well, where are you targeting? Well, I guess what's your plan, Tony? If Bitcoin continues to see, well, God forbid, because yeah, well, what's your plan? Do you have an exit, or are you just gonna hodl this thing? We definitely don't want to see price get under 50K. If so you're in short. Oh, okay. It's like, I mean, I don't know, Tony. I don't know about that, dude. I don't know. But if you're in this short, I definitely agree with that. I agree with the short. I would be short Bitcoin right now. I would definitely be short if I was trading it. My only concern, I mean, obviously this it does look like it wants to continue down. It does look that way. But my only concern would be that the market would want to come back and kind of retest this breaker structure here at 81,000. I mean, hopefully you can get your profit target before if that were to happen. But hopefully we see a continuation. If you're short, I mean, if you're long Bitcoin, like I said, it's not financial advice, but I don't know. Bitcoin is a bear market until it's not. Even when it's bullish, it's bearish. So, I don't know. It's easier to make money on Bitcoin shorting it than going long. I mean, even though it's bullish, it's bearish. You can see how often, I mean, the market went up, but you can see how often as it was trying to go up, it was getting sold. So even when it's bullish, it's bearish. When it's bearish, it's bearish. Bitcoin is a bear market. You can see it right here as a good example of bearishness, even though when it's bullish, it was literally making lower lows and lower highs. And then out of nowhere, this thing just pops, use all the bears as fuel to make them move higher. And then the bears did it again. And then they used the bears as fuel for this thing to go higher. And then they did it again. And finally, the bears were able to hold this thing. And now we're seeing that move down. So, me personally, I usually short Bitcoin. I don't even trust longs. I have no desire to take a long or to open a long position in Bitcoin. No desire for it. None. Trading micro Bitcoin futures has cemented that mentality. I made so much money shorting Bitcoin. My biggest position was that I hold when what's that thing called? Um, damn, what are they called? You profit. There you go. When they had the swing account, my biggest trade was I had like a 7 micro contract position. I held it for a couple of days and I was able to make 10,000 plus. And I did that multiple times, just swinging Bitcoin short. And I just every time the bulls tried to get something going, it just got sold, and that just solidified it for me that I'm not going to ever open a long position for Bitcoin. I would never advocate for it, or I wouldn't advocate for it. You just make so much money going short. Yeah. And you're targeting 59? Okay. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I agree. But the way that it's looking right now, you probably could get this sometime this week. You probably could get it. And shit, if you're targeting 59, shit, if it gets to 59 and breaks it, man, this thing can really flush. It can really flush. But I would definitely take profits at your original target. Do you have a runner that you're gonna allow to run? Or are you just taking the full thing off at 59? Oh, you have a cryptocurrency prop. Speaking of that, Tradeify just Tradeify now has a you can trade crypto with Tradeify now. I don't know if you guys are aware of that. You can trade you need $200 to get funded. Which firm are you using? But Tradeify just started their crypto account. So I was considering doing this. Oh, actually, hold on. I'm considering getting I'm definitely considering it. So if you want to trade crypto, you have until February 28th to get 40% off of Tradeify crypto and trade 24/7 with a crypto prop firm offering 600K in funding, instant funding from day one. I'm considering it. I'm definitely considering it. I'm considering it. That'll definitely I'm considering it. I know I know Cave Trader. I'm surprised I'm surprised you didn't say anything about it, Cave Trader, honestly. To be able to trade crypto on this thing. Hmm. Let's look at the pricing. I'm definitely considering getting an account. Actually, you know what? It's highly likely that I get an account. It's highly likely. You can start trading some crypto up in this thing. And if I fall in love with crypto, I mean, shit, you already know what we're gonna be trading. I mean, even though it's a 40% off, I mean, $70. It's a one-time fee. $70. I mean, that price point ain't gonna stay there for long. You really got some really good traders that'll take advantage of that. Says daily is a hard breach. Oh shit. So I can't lose more than $150? Hold on, it's a trailing account? Oh man. Ah. It's a trailing account. Oh man. Oh, it's a two-step? Okay, so if you want to do one step, it's a trailing account. I knew there was a catch. I knew it was a freaking catch. Okay. Uh, Type of drawdown. It's a static drawdown. That's pretty cool. It's a trailing drawdown on the one step. It's a static on a two step. Instant payouts. It's a trailing on the instant. So you gotta. Not only is there, dude. I don't know, man. Dude. I don't know, man. I don't know. You got a 20% consistency on top of a trailing drawdown. I don't know, man. I don't, dude. I can't. I wouldn't be able to do that. That trailing drawdown. Yeah, no, I can't do that. All right. So I mean, let's look at like the biggest account that they got. So damn, we got a max loss. So $348 for $6,000 a static drawdown. You got a profit. So, oh shit. So I got to make 15K. God damn. I got to make 15K. Uh, you got breakout. Yeah, I think Tradeify is going to probably take over. I mean, Tradeify is it's a big name. The CEO is well known in the trader space. I think this will probably be the crypto firm that majority of people will go with. It does look good though. Yeah, I'll definitely get an account for sure. I'll get an account and we can trade crypto. I don't want to make 15K though. Let's see what a 10K account looks like. So I mean, I got to make 1500, but that hard breach on the daily loss on the hmm, is a 80% profit split though. That sucks. Minimum trading days. I got to trade at least 3 days. I well, I guess I have to watch the breakdown. I have to understand what platform they're going to be using for crypto, and we'll definitely get an account. I think you said a 50K. So I gotta make $7,500. Actually, before I get paid out, I gotta actually make. Hold on. Max loss 3K. Type of drawdown three. I mean, if it's a static drawdown, I mean that's and then the leverage. So this is leverage. Uh, mm, mm. On demand payouts. Once the minimum profitable trading days is at least 3 days. It looks like these funds are all going to faster payouts, or not faster payouts. Uh, Minimum days. I mean, shit. Tradify went from 7 to 5, and now on their crypto side, 3 days to trade. A lot of funds are going to 3 days now. $210. Crypto, huh? Crypto, crypto. So if we trade Bitcoin, mm, 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 I would definitely have to do some more homework on Bitcoin. I would definitely have to do some more. Uh, uh, Actually, I don't know where I was at with this. Was I on the daily chart or something? I think I was on a daily chart, maybe. Okay. Yeah, I was on a daily chart. Okay. There it is right there. Okay. I'm gonna lock that in place. And then I'm gonna go to the hourly chart. Okay. Mm, okay. We'll see. Okay. All right. We'll see. We'll see. We'll look at the crypto or not crypto. We can look at Bitcoin. I wonder what products they'll have available. That I wonder if you can just trade anything. I'm gonna do some more. I'm gonna look into this. I'm gonna look into this, and we'll definitely have an account ready. But I guess what I need to do is actually, so obviously the one step and the instant are obviously not options for me in my trading style. I'll blow the account instantly with the trailing drawdown. Well, not instantly, but there's just no way. There's just no way. So I'm gonna have to do the two step, unfortunately. Uh, look at the 25K. So 25K. So it looks like you only have a $1,500 max loss, a $750 breach. Hmm. I had to make $3,700. Okay. For $120, or if I do the 50K for uh, for $170 more, or $70 more. Make sure I'm doing the math on that right. $90 more. So for $90 more, you get $3,000. So you get, well, I guess yeah, you're absolutely right about that, cave trader. It just makes sense to get the 50K for just only $90 more. You get $1,500 more of static drawdown, but your profit target is 7,500 though. $7,500 versus 37. So this is you profit, or at least I guess all the firms did this. Having a daily loss limit be a hard breach. All right, we'll look into it. So the broker is DX Trading. So DX Trade. Let's look at the images and see if okay, so this is what the platform looks like. DX Trade. Yeah, it kind of looks like Quan Tower and the way it looks. Hmm. Okay. I mean, these little cotton candy platform looking or cotton candy or looking platforms. I don't care. Like I said, I have NinjaTrader 8 to do all my charting on, and I can execute on these platforms. Uh, okay, we can do this. We can do this. I'll get an account before the 28th, and we can trade crypto. We can probably trade Bitcoin. Hmm, okay. I just hate the fact that I'm missing this move right now. I can't trade in my Tradeify account until they fix that subscription issue. So even if my NinjaTrader charts were working, I wouldn't even be able to take this trade in Tradeify. And for silver, man. Okay. Ooh. So we got a breaker structure here. We got price breaking structure. So if we can get a pullback to this 21 EMA, I'll sell it because we got price breaking structure. We're seeing the bears hold. Honestly, if they push higher, I doubt that we see a reversal. I doubt it, but I'll keep my eyes on that 50 EMA because obviously the market is trending, and apparently that may not be the only instrument where we're seeing this. Yeah. All right. So we do have the Nasdaq breaking structure to the downside. That's a low, but this was the breaker structure of this low right here. So we got the price breaking structure here. I see a range right here. So it's highly likely that the market could come back to this area for a continuation move here. It could, but this is the Nasdaq, so 793.25. 793.25. Lower that candle. 822.25. 822.25. Okay. So we have two areas of interest. We had the break of this low. The market is still above this low right here. So anywhere in between this area, we could see the market bounce. Wow, what a coincidence. What a coincidence. Y'all guys seeing that? Look at where the bulls started to try to buy this market. Literally at the 50% of this low and that low. That's literally where they just bought it. What a coincidence. Well, shit. Well, if they bought it there. I am in the fund. Oh, crap. I am in a practice account. So this is a very aggressive trade. It's super aggressive, and I wouldn't even take this trade normally. Nice. Nice. Mhm. Nice. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure I didn't. Yep. I'm pretty sure I did. Mm. Yes, let me hurry this crap. Shit, tomorrow's also President's Day as well. I'm pretty sure those that are off tomorrow are well aware of that. President's Day, for whatever reason, is recognized as a federal holiday. So those that work for the government has tomorrow off. But then that also means that we could see low liquidity moves tomorrow. Honestly, I really don't know why the market would be low liquidity on President's Day. I really don't know why. Honestly, President's Day is not necessarily a reason not to make money. I guess the banks are closed. I guess the institutions are going to be closed tomorrow. I guess. Yeah, banks are closed. Okay. Yeah. Well, we've already seen that the market on these types of days, the markets are extremely bullish. Or at least that used to be the case. We'll see if they continue that trend tomorrow. There's usually not enough market liquidity. There's not enough sellers in the market. So the retail goes to battle with each other. And I guess the institutions have like their bots running, and all they're doing is buying. And usually what we see is that big move on American holidays, and then coming into that next session, we see a big correction. And that's historically that's been the trend. We'll see if they continue that trend tomorrow. Right now we're getting a big drop in gold and silver, but we did see a big move to the upside here on the Nasdaq, even though it's coming off of a big move from Friday's session. We had a big move down on Friday's session, so that could play a big part in what happens. This is an hourly chart. Oh wow, look how bearish that is on the hourly. Wow. If that's not that's actually pretty bearish. Huh. That is a bearish candle. Super bearish. We actually could see, looking at the hourly chart now, we actually could see the market actually take out this low right here at 731. I'm not suggesting that it takes it out tomorrow, but we could see a break of this low. We could see a retest of this low. The way that this candle is looking, this looks like a break, a pullback, and continuation. And this looks like the first half of a two-legged or a potential two-legged pullback. And usually two-legged pullbacks, the first leg is the measuring leg, and you can kind of trade the second leg using the measuring leg. Where's my arrow? Oh, whatever, dude. So this is the first leg. Then potentially this could be the second leg right here. And I'm not surprised that it lines up with that low. It basically lines up with that low. So we could see that as a two-legged pullback. But this is not support though. You can see that this is not support. This ranges though. Let's see. Okay. So it looks like price tapped into the top of this range. We've seen a bounce, and now it could dig deeper into this range, but I think it actually breaks it. I think it breaks it. The way that this the market is angled right now, I think we see a break. Yeah, Steve, I wish I was able to participate in that dang thing, man. Hmm. Wish I was able to participate in it. But there's no way I wouldn't trade. I wouldn't place a trade without having my without having NinjaTrader work or showing me the correct data. There's no way. All right, so we could potentially see a pullback. We'll see. I guess we are at the towards the end of the night. Dang, look at that bounce on gold. God dang. Okay. Get that bounce on gold. So we got this big move down. I do see a range right there. Do see a range right there. So this is what I'll do. Okay. All right, I guess we'll see what happens here. And then we got a breaker structure right here too. But we're already seeing the market kind of make a recovery already a little bit. Man, that was actually a really good trade right there. That was a good trade. But it had 1, 3. Yeah, it looks like it trapped the bears twice right there before actually making the real move down though. Guess all the technology around me right now. It looks like Alex went back to gold and CL. Who's actually trading CL nowadays? Let's actually look at a chart. I mean, CL was my first. She was my first ever prop. Well, no, that's not true. Never mind. I take that back. I was about to say something that was not true. The Nasdaq is where I got my first payout. The CL was the first instrument that I got consistent payouts from. I don't know what. CL, huh? Shit, at one point in time, CL was the instrument to trade. Right when dang, actually, when did that happen? And what, in 2020? Being a CL trader means that you was making kind of like how gold and silver, the metals are trading now. That was CL. And I knew it started to die off when all the good setups would happen kind of the same way that with gold at 1 or 2 o'clock Central Time in the morning. And you got lucky, or you had to catch the continuation in New York. So if he wasn't up for London with CL, you kind of had to hope and pray that the market actually moved during New York. Once CL started doing that, I went right back to NQ. Right back to NQ. Well, I don't know. It looks, I mean, the one thing that was very consistent with CL, which was an absolute cognitive dissonance for me, and it kind of does look like it still does it. A really good trade with CL was double tops and double bottoms, and it looks like CL is still doing that. If a really good trade on CL was just literally a tick at a strong low or strong high, and you would usually get a reaction like this. So it seems like that's still something that that CL still does. You can see it, the double tops, the double bottoms. You see that it doesn't sweep too far into liquidity. You'll get the reaction. So it looks like it still does that, which, you know, if I was a CL trader, if I was still trading CL, I think eventually this would be my go-to trade. Yeah, it still does that. Look at that. I mean, you can consistently find double tops and double bottoms on CL. You can consistently find that. Okay, so I guess that's still something. Okay. I may look at CL, but I don't know if I would trade it though. CL is definitely different now. It's definitely different. But I'll look at CL. If we can find some good, if I look at a chart over the week and see good setups on CL, if it's starting to produce good setups on CL, I don't mind trading it because I made a lot of money with CL. Me and CL goes back a very long time. Even though I'm still angry about what she did to me, it was easy money. It was really easy money on CL. So I guess I'll look into it. I definitely will. Okay, well, I guess we'll just do one. Okay. Well. Okay. Well, all right, guys. I'm out of time for this session. I do appreciate everybody that joined me tonight. We do have a half day tomorrow, so just be mindful about that. But we'll definitely come back tomorrow morning, and we'll definitely look for more opportunities to earn some more money. And with that said, peace out, everybody.